This is a podcast about both having autism and living with someone who has autism. My mom is Sonya, and I'm Josh, and this is Josh Has Autism.
Hey everybody, welcome to Josh Has Autism.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, we're so glad to be here with you today.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not just smacking too much. I have a cough drop in my mouth. We have
I
been...
was wondering what that was.
Yeah, we have been very sick.
Yeah.
Not
COVID, thankfully.
No, not COVID. But we had this horrible cold, cough, sore throat, all that kind of stuff. And COVID tests were taken. They're negative. So everybody's good to go. The kids... Started with the kids. Anybody that has kids know that once your kids go to school...
they're gonna get sick.
So,
and then once they get sick,
they bring it home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But you were really sick.
Yeah.
And we went to do a podcast last week, day after day after day, and you were just sick the whole time and couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I need to do something better than what I've been doing. Because on these times when the nature of autism is that there are times that you're okay doing a podcast, and there are times that you're not okay doing a podcast.
And that's on whenever I'm feeling okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
When you're not sick.
Yeah.
And so what we try to do is to keep it very organic and real time. We do a podcast weekly. These aren't canned, so we don't do these ahead of time. What happens is when you're not doing well, and you don't feel up to doing the podcast, then I can find and do it myself or find some. Only thing this time, I was sick too.
Yeah.
What I need to do better is to make sure that your dad posts that there's not going to be one. Because your dad is so very busy that I did mention it to him. I said it to him, and he just forgot to do it. And it's not up to him. It's up to me to make sure that everybody knows that we're either going to be missing one or we're going to be late.
Right.
And that's on me. And so I will do a better job of making sure that on times like that, when we're both sick and can't do one, then it at least gets posted that we're not feeling well. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all, folks. No.
That's all. How do they say? You don't have to go home. You just can't stay here. All right. You wanted to talk about something, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was something that occurred to me.
Okay.
Every time in the past that I've had a job, I have gotten feeling that for lack of a better way of saying it, showed that it was the beginning of the end of the job.
Okay. Right.
Sometimes very quickly afterwards.
I know what you're talking about. I know that feeling.
Yeah. When
there's been a shift or a change in perspective or feeling, and you just kind of know, no. Is that what you're talking about?
Not
Where
really.
you just kind of have this feeling, it's not going to work.
It is, I think it's heavily linked to depression.
Oh, explain that.
This feeling I have.
Okay.
And it's almost overwhelming whenever it occurs. And I'm gonna try and explain what it feels like.
Okay.
It is frustration, it's sorrow, it's stress.
Mm-hmm.
All of that all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And more. And whenever I have had that feeling, it sucks the will out of me going to work and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so, once it hits, it is so hard to avoid it.
I mean, to get out of it and to
Yes.
get back on track?
Yes.
Do you ever have that experience in other situations in your life?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it scared me
What do you mean?
because it happened on Sunday. Or Monday or Tuesday, whatever.
This
This
week?
week. It happened this week.
About your job?
Yeah. I'm like, no, never, no.
Get away from me!
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
And oh my gosh,
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's a big deal.
and you know I love this job.
Yes. You love it. Yeah. You feel like this is what you're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
Yep. It fills you up.
Yeah. And it doesn't scare me per se, I guess. Like I said just a few minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
It's I dread having that feeling.
Right.
And it's
Is it a pattern?
It's happened at every job. It's happened at every job. I'm talking loud. Why can't you hear me?
Still congested.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so what just happened is I held my hand up to my ear like, what?
Oh, you cupped your ear, yeah.
What? Yes. So it's happened at every job.
Yeah.
And do you know why it happens?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
I mean, usually, like before it happened this week for this job, I could have said, before that, I could have said that yes, everything was in common because it started to go downhill at the job. But that hasn't happened here.
So you started to feel miserable in the job in the past. You started to feel miserable and overwhelmed in the job. And then this feeling came on?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this time it didn't happen that way. But it was still that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one thing it was huge because I pushed it back.
What?
I have no idea. Oh, jeez. I don't know how.
Yeah. Yep, that's totally honest. Right.
Oh my gosh. It really is. I'm smiling right now because you're funny. But
But that must have hurt to feel like, oh no, I recognize these feelings, and these feelings are detrimental to keeping a job.
yes.
And this is the job that I love.
Yes.
And I want this job.
Yes.
Why in the heck am I feeling this?
Yes.
Okay.
I've also felt it several times at different colleges.
Right. Okay.
I just remembered that part.
Okay.
But
The thing that seems to stand out to me in the other jobs and college is that you put your best effort into those experiences,
mm-hmm.
but it wasn't really what you wanted.
Right.
And
yeah.
yeah. And so this job, is it still what you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Well, one thing that we've all noticed, and that we should say too, because I don't think we talked about this, is that maybe a week, 2 weeks, a week and a half ago, you moved some stuff over to RJ's apartment
mm-hmm.
in preparation for this renovation.
Yes.
And so I'm bummed because I don't get to see you
as often.
Now, I do... Look, I'm the kind of mom that's like, yeah, RJ even brings his laundry over and does his laundry. I like it.
Because you get to see him.
Yeah, I like you guys bringing... I don't care that you're doing the laundry. Yeah. I like it that you're here. I like it that you guys come in, you go to the fridge, you see, what do we have to eat? You guys eat, you do laundry, you hang out. I like that. Yeah. I like seeing all of you. You, RJ, Bug, when her washing machine was broken. Yeah.
Only when her washing machine was broken?
Yeah, well, she just... What?
I said, only when her washing machine is broken? And you said, yeah.
Why is that funny?
Because her washing machine is fixed.
Yes. So she doesn't do that anymore, but she comes over and eats my food. Brings the kids.
It's going over your head.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Tell me, explain it.
And then it's not funny anymore.
Well, explain it though. I know that. I know. If you have to explain it, all right.
It was funny because you said that what was it? It is you like it when they do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said only when she does that, and you said yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So getting back to your work.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do different ultimately that got you out of that situation, out of that funk or that depression? What did you do to change the outcome this time?
Immediately upon feeling it,
mm-hmm.
Part of it that quote unquote combated it, was shock and horror.
Yes, right.
And as soon as I recognized it,
mm-hmm.
I felt shock and horror, and I'm like, no, and I was shaking my head and everything, and
right.
Yeah, it was because I want to be here at this job.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just a job.
Right. One of the things that I just started to say about you moving back over there for about a week and a half is
mm-hmm.
that all of us here, because we see you often,
mm-hmm.
so all of us here, we've been asking each other, is Josh okay? And because not only have you been sick, physically,
Mm-hmm.
but you've seemed depressed.
Mm.
And so...
No, I'm never depressed.
So we noticed that something was up.
Yeah.
There just was kind of a different kind of detachment. Because oftentimes you'll come over and you'll do those things. You'll eat, you'll do laundry, whatever. But you'll go back to one of the rooms and hang out by yourself.
Yeah.
You go to the office, you go to the kids' room if they're not here.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to let Einstein in.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, the one of the I get what you're saying. One of the crap.
So we all noticed that you seemed depressed.
Yeah.
Like, you just were not engaged. You didn't want conversation.
Right.
A lot of times we like playing board games, and you'll play with us, and it's just a lot of fun. And you don't want to do that. You didn't want to hang out with us. Didn't want to watch Christmas shows that kind of you only come around once a year, and you didn't want to do that. You didn't want to really be with us. You were here, but you didn't want to be with us. And so everybody's kind of like, is Josh okay? Is Josh okay? Is Josh okay? Everybody's asking me that. Is Josh okay?
Yeah.
And I recognized that it looked like depression, but I also knew that you didn't feel well.
Right.
So I thought, well, you hadn't said anything about feeling depressed, so I thought maybe that's what it was. And so, what do you know what you did to get out of that? You just recognized it and addressed it immediately?
Pretty much. I mean, I know that something more happened. I don't know what it was.
Okay.
I'm trying to be helpful here and everything.
I think it's very helpful that you're describing what you felt about this. And I think the difference in this and other jobs certainly is that this is one that you want.
Yes. Yes.
And it's interesting that feeling came up regardless, and whether it's a job that you want or not. And that makes me think that even though it's a job that you really want, there's got to be pressure on you with any job. There's pressure, there's responsibility. Sometimes it could feel overwhelming.
Under pressure.
It can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
And with it, whatever job you have, whether it's just that this job, you addressed it because this job matters to you. And whereas before you probably didn't fight your way through that because, first of all, probably you didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? It probably happened and you didn't connect it. You just felt like this job is draining. This is exhausting, or in the past.
It is like the feeling that I get.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that imagine that you're walking through a stream.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit difficult because it's running water and everything. Let's say it's not even shin height.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how depression is. How that feels in a job setting that I don't like. It's slogging through that constantly.
Mm-hmm. So like it's doable, but it's harder than it needs to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever this action or this feeling happens, imagine it being nighttime and you're slogging through that water.
Mm-hmm.
You take your next step there's no floor. And all of a sudden you're in over your head.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like you can't get out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an overwhelming, scary feeling.
Yeah.
And so, did it get that bad on Monday when you had this experience?
I don't know if it was Sunday, Monday, whatever.
Okay.
But, it was intense.
Yeah.
Because the way that this feeling happens,
Mm-hmm.
the description I just used about it being nighttime, you wading
Mm-hmm.
through a stream,
Mm-hmm.
and then falling in over your head.
Yes.
Mix that feeling with whenever you're walking down the stairs, like holding a box or something like that, so you can't really see the stairs, and you miss a step.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how that feeling, it's like and adrenaline jump and everything like that.
Right, yeah.
But it's inversed.
I'll explain.
Like, whenever adrenaline hits, in a situation like that,
Mm-hmm.
where like you miss a step on the stairs going down,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's like your reflexes are heightened, you're hyper aware and all that stuff.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Whenever this feeling occurs, it happens just as fast as the shot of adrenaline.
Mm.
But instead of hyping you up, it sucks you down.
Mm-hmm. And it just comes out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you...
It may have extenuating circumstances where it feels like you're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
When it happens, you don't expect it.
Okay. Did anything happen at this job that was upsetting?
No. And I think it was Saturday, maybe, that this happened. That this feeling happened.
Okay.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say I think is because on Monday, Sunday, I guess it was Sunday night, I tried falling asleep, couldn't
Mm-hmm.
fall asleep, finally fell asleep
Mm-hmm.
at like 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And forgot that it was Sunday the day before. And I had work at noon.
But you were sick then, though.
That was the end of last weekend that I was
Mm-hmm.
sick.
Oh, you're not talking then? You're talking yesterday?
What's today, Tuesday?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I woke up thinking it was Sunday and I didn't have work.
Mm-hmm.
I did not remember any of Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And at 3 o'clock, I got a call from my boss.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Because she was worried about me.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to make sure that I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was supposed to be at work at noon.
Mm.
And I was able to go in for just over 4 hours out of the 8 I was supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
But it was... I wonder if having that feeling that I had gotten mixed with not really sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if I don't even...
When did that feeling happen?
I don't know.
Oh, you can't remember. Did it happen before or after
I don't know.
she called you?
Oh, before.
Okay.
No, it wasn't Monday.
Okay. So it didn't come because when you had the realization, oh my gosh, I missed work. I'm going to go in late because, that didn't
happen on the same day. No.
Okay. Now, was your boss upset with you or she was okay?
She was mainly just worried.
Yeah.
And
did you tell her you didn't know you had work?
I explained to her that I thought today was Sunday. I'll be there in an hour.
Yeah.
Because I was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's the first time that's happened.
Yeah. And it's so frustrating at the same time. Because like I've said multiple times in this podcast alone,
yeah,
I love this job.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do.
So how are you feeling about it right now?
Anxious. I mean, I understand that things are okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still a little bit upset and beating myself up about it and anxious about it.
About missing a few hours or
Yeah.
about the feeling that you had?
Oh, is that what not... Oh. I thought you were talking about missing the hours. I'm sorry.
But both.
Oh,
Both, really. Because they can both trip you up.
Right.
Because you are very, very hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Very hard on yourself. So the fact that she called you, and I know in that moment when you realized that you were supposed to be there and you weren't, that really upset you.
Yeah.
And it affects you deeply when those kinds of things happen. And you're really hard on yourself. So I'm glad that she was kind to you.
Yeah.
And, and that's the first time anything like that's happened.
Yeah.
And you were sick, too. Did you miss any days from being sick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I missed 2 days
Mm-hmm.
of work.
But you were too sick. You could not go to work.
Right.
You had a fever, and
Right.
so you could not go. And they understood that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was last week that I missed those 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So before I can get any paid time off or anything like that, I have to be working 20 hours a week minimum
Mm-hmm.
for 52 weeks.
Really?
Oh, a year, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that week I did not make the 20 hours.
Okay. Right.
And one of the things that my boss helped me with yesterday when I came in.
Mm-hmm.
She actually sat down with me and it's like, okay, how can we make this so that you can get your 20 hours? And so we brought up the schedule that we had planned, and she was able to help me work it out that I could get those 4 hours back in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like for example, today I worked 10 to 2 originally. Instead, today I worked 10 to 2:30.
Okay.
And so I have an hour and a half or so for tomorrow and the next day extra.
Okay.
To make it 20 hours.
Okay.
So
you just missed 2 hours?
No, I missed 3 hours 45 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So because I know you, I know that that's a really uncomfortable and miserable feeling.
Yeah.
That when you, especially when people are relying on you, you do your best to be there.
Yeah.
And is that something that you can move past? I mean, it sounds like she was really understanding.
Yeah. And I'm disappointed in myself for that. I don't want for it to happen again.
Right.
And I don't want other people to think I'm taking advantage of them when things like this happen.
Right.
And I because it's not, as per usual, it's me worrying about other people and how they feel about things. You know what I mean?
And every time you say something like that, I just have to say that you worked very hard to get to a point where you feel like that, as uncomfortable as it is.
Yeah.
You know, but that did not come naturally to you. You got here being a kind human. You got here being, that's just who you are, through and through.
Yeah.
And so, there's that part of you. But the part of you where you are recognizing that other people have feelings about what you're doing or not doing and how that affects them, you worked very hard to grasp that concept.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like, well, it doesn't feel good, so would you have rather not learned that one? But it's good because it just shows the progress and the things that you are a part of you now that were not a part of you, like I say, when you got here.
Right.
And it sounds like the person that's your boss sounds to be a wonderful person.
She is. It's funny. Whenever we were working out to make sure I could make those 20 hours, she even apologized for her, as she said it, motherly instincts.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go back to that feeling that comes over you.
I'd rather not go back to that feeling.
Right. Let's talk about it for just a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Do you feel like that you've worked through that?
Yes.
Okay. So it started creeping up. You felt it, and you were shocked.
Yes.
And scared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Horrified, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I did not want to feel that. Right. Especially not for this job.
Right.
And
do you think that it has anything to do with the living situation? Because you're there with RJ, he's sick as well, so now he's down, with this. You've had it, and he's had it.
Mm-hmm. I do not feel that it's connected.
Okay. Do you feel like the living situation is connected? Not just RJ being sick and things being kind of off kilter a little bit, but
I thought that's what you said.
I was saying specifically that he's sick, and because he's so sick, nothing is normal.
Okay. No, neither of those things are connected. Okay. I don't feel either of those things are connected.
Okay.
Neither RJ being sick, nor
you
nor the living situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need anything right now? I mean, as far as you feeling that way, is it something that we should make an appointment to see?
No.
So that you can talk it through with a professional?
I'm laughing a little bit because, I mean, how many psychiatrists and shrinks have we seen for how many hours?
I know you always like like
done the shouldn't how do you say shouldn't, whatever Freud.
Yes, like
the Freud motion of your non-existent goatee.
Yes. And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Right, but what I'm saying is this is something that was so upsetting to you, this feeling. Do you feel like you combated it and it's gone and it's behind you? But or what I'm saying is talking to the psychiatrist that knows you so well,
right,
might offer some insight.
Right. I feel that I do not need an immediate appointment.
Okay.
I know I'm going to see him in January anyway, but
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't believe that's necessary.
Okay.
One of the reasons why is because, believe it or not, doing this podcast really helps me.
Good.
Yeah. And so it's very therapeutic. Yeah, that's the word.
Talking it through, huh? Yeah. Well, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
You've said that in the past. We've talked about that before. How much you learn about yourself and how you feel about things and how you work through things, and I learned so much about you because sometimes you can live with somebody that you think that you know them, but it's not until we have these
heart-to-heart conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do I really get you in a new way?
Yeah. I don't remember where I heard about this. It's not an exact quote either, but you're just seeing one of the many facets of the gem that I am.
Yes. Yes. Do you know who that's?
No, I know that's not the proper quote either, but yeah.
Yeah, it's better than the whole onion thing, right? Like you peel the onion, like you have so many layers of a person. Like your analogy of a gem is so bright and vibrant and beautiful, and the onion is just stinky and But that's what they say. It's like people are like an onion. You just got to peel back the layers, and but
Yeah, the only... no.
You're just shaking your head. No, just don't
No,
even do that.
no.
All right.
No, it wasn't a good analogy. This time it wasn't a good analogy on Shrek. It wasn't ever a good analogy.
The Shrek did the onion one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Shreks there are. I saw the first
5,
one.
I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I've seen maybe 2 of them.
Huh.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So do you need anything now? Are you feeling okay?
I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Now at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because that feeling crept in,
Crept in?
I mean,
it was more like hitting you like a cannonball.
Stormed in, yeah. Are you concerned that it might happen again?
I mean, I am concerned a lot of things will happen again.
Yeah.
This included. But from my past experience,
Mm-hmm.
it happens once for a situation.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
In the past, is that the thing that led to you leaving the job?
Or school, yeah.
Yeah. But this time, you worked through it.
Yeah.
So, it does not have that power over you anymore. Certainly not in this job, then. You agree with that?
That's my hope and desire.
Yeah. Right. Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything else you want to talk about today?
What's for dinner?
Tortellini with pesto, garlic bread, and salad.
Oh, cool.
Yep. It is almost Christmas.
It is. It's this week.
Yes, it's this week. Einstein popped his head up like, oh yeah, that means I get stuff. Yes, so we're almost there, and I think that I want to share with everybody, if you're done, or you just don't have anything else that you'd like to talk about in regards to
that, no.
Okay. So I think the greatest gift that we've gotten around here, around Christmas, is that
Maddie was born?
yes, she just turned 5 on the 16th, so that's very cool. But we've talked about Nana on this podcast before, and I just wanted to give an update for everybody that she wasn't. I mean, she has the liver issues, and since she'd been in the hospital, she had not been well. But then it got really, 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 really bad. That led to one of the reasons why I had to stop doing the podcast for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was just caring for her constantly and feeling like
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, overwhelmed, and that can't go on. It can't be sustained. So I had this idea the other day, last week, the end of last week on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And it had been so bad, and I asked Pappy what medication Nana is on. And he told me, and I go, what new medication is she on? And the one that was new is a sleeping aid called Ambien. And Nana, and when I heard Ambien is the one where people get dressed, get in their cars, and drive, and they're still asleep.
What?
I mean, it really can do those kinds of things. I'm not saying to everybody. Some people it works great, but there have been instances of people just sleeping and doing things in their sleep on Ambien. Nana was not functioning. She couldn't even say words. She was, no matter what we were doing, she was not okay, and we thought we were going to lose her. And so I had Pappy call the doctor's office, say, can she go cold turkey off of Ambien, or does she need to be weaned? He said it was a low dose, so just go cold turkey. What happened is Nana's liver does not metabolize the way most other people's do.
Mm-hmm.
And her body doesn't do that, so it's kind of like it wasn't leaving her body.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she came off of Ambien.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 2 days, and I took her to the doctor, and it was 2 days later, and I was in the living room in the morning, and she came out. So the same day that, that you was. Anyway, I guess it was it was a week ago. I'm just rambling. I'm trying to figure out.
Don't worry about the day. Just keep going.
Anyway, I'm out there in the morning. She comes out with her walker and says, "Hey, babe, what's up?" I'm like, "Well, hello."
Well, hello there.
Yeah, after not being able to communicate and really walk well, and it was awful, and she was not herself, and she's back, and she's back, and it's the relief is unbelievable, and the joy of having her back is, she talks all the time now. She's laughing. She's joking. Kinds of stuff. She's back. She's herself. She's her sassy self. Yeah. She's happy. And I just wanted to let everybody know, because we've talked before about how bad off she was.
And how worried we are.
Yes. And that, it had been so stressful. And I just want to let everybody know that she's doing great, that she's doing fantastic. So she even, the last couple of days, she even walks around and realizes, oh, I forgot my walker. That her walker, that the kids call her stroller. So she'll walk around and forget, Yeah. I was clearing out the dishwasher. She came up and she said, I'll do those. So the silverware. So I sat the silverware on top of the drawer, and she put it all in the put it all away.
You kidding?
So no, yeah. No, I'm not kidding. It's not.
Wow.
I know, right? She wasn't even able to function at all. She was not communicating. She was not standing on her own. She was not. She wasn't here.
She was effectively an invalid.
Yes,
I believe the term is.
And she's back.
Yeah.
And we are so happy about that and grateful. Yeah. So that is our Christmas gift. I feel like that's an amazing one.
Yeah.
People get stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it is such a joy to have somebody that you love that was not doing well to be back.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
I remember that this year people have been asking me, or when I say people, I mean family members, have been asking me, hey, what do you want for Christmas?
Yeah.
And everybody was asking me that. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I finally was able to put it into words whenever RJ asked. Mm-hmm. Or he didn't really ask. He said, hey, everybody's asking what you want for Christmas. Do you know? Mm-hmm. I was... and so I finally told him, because the words finally came to me, is that I don't really want anything because I'm content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's really a great way to feel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm so happy for you. To have that feeling is pretty amazing. Yeah. And I'm so proud of you too for working through this scary experience that you had. I'm so proud of you for doing that. So good for you.
Thanks.
We are going to wrap it up and
put it under the tree.
Yeah, put it under the tree. So funny as I said it that way, because I have to go wrap stuff. So anyway, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm gonna go back I'm going to start posting. I stopped putting stuff on Facebook. I really haven't been on Facebook in a long, long time. I'm going to start putting stuff back on Facebook. I'm going to start putting stuff back on Twitter. I just kind of...
You have a Twitter?
I do have a Twitter. Sonya King Comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And especially since next month is when I've got, the beginning of being back on stage all the time. Gigs lined up.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'll post those. But anyway, I'm going to go back and I'm going to post some of the podcasts that I didn't post. Like I said, I just kind of disappeared for quite a number of months. So I'll just put those back up there. But anyway, you can, I do have a Twitter, Sonya King Comedy, and you can go to our website, sonyaking.com, and that's where, all of our podcasts are, if you're new to listening to us.
It's also on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's all Spotify. It's all over the place. Yeah. It's all over the place. So, but we just we appreciate all of you out there so very much. We value you in our lives. We appreciate so much that when you take time to send us emails and
messages, or even just asking if we're okay.
Yeah, it's been a lot of that lately, and we really, really appreciate it. It's been a tough year. For us, and a lot of good things happen. Your job, right? Yeah, that's amazing. So,
which I still find it funny that right before COVID hit, I had actually applied for this same job.
Yes. Yeah.
And then COVID hit and everything shut down, and so I had to apply again, and then I got the job.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So it's been a year of stress, but it's also had those moments of joy. Like you getting this dream job and Nana being back with us. Yeah. It's just it's really good, and the health scares that we've had, have turned out to be okay. Yeah. And they've become okay. Yeah. I mean, the year started out. I've really been, our little Oliver passed away in January. And I've been having a tough time lately. Christmas, setting things, it's just him not being here. I just, I feel him around me, but I feel sad that his little body is not here. Yeah. So, I miss him. But, so it's been stressful, but there's been some really pretty amazing things, and we appreciate all of you tolerating our inconsistency and understanding that we've just been through the ringer this year. It's just been tough with Nana. A lot going. There's been an awful lot initially back and forth to Florida, but just she's been in the hospital so much. Yeah. So. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. And
we'll get to that next week.
We'll get that to next week. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm just so grateful for all of you. I just want you to know that. So I'm sending you all huge hugs. If you're not a hugger, I'm not hugging you.
You're smiling happily.
Yes, there you go. All right, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Take care of yourselves. And
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Love you.
Hi.